So it's that time of year again when championship clubs start to really panic about relegation. And owners are surely going to think about pressing that bat signal to summon Neil Warnock to save their season.
One year after performing a miracle in keeping Huddersfield up, the Championship's #1 firefighter is available after his short stint at Aberdeen. So which club should be getting on the blower to Warnock right now? Sunderland. The Black Cats are going to end mid-table.
But Warnock says the biggest regret of his illustrious managerial career was turning down the chance to manage the Black Cats back in 1992 after they sacked Dennis Smith. Read more: football NEWSSTEPH of dreams. Ex-Cristiano Ronaldo teammate now in EFL. Every day had have new car. Hot Wheels win a Lamborghini Huracan and an Audi RS3 or £145,000 from 58p with our discount. Malcolm Crosby went on to take the second division side to the FA Cup final that season.
Right now, they are in a bit of a mess. They bizarrely got rid of the popular Tony Mowbray and replaced him with the unpopular Michael Beale, who himself was sacked after just 12 games. They really need someone to walk into the Stadium of Light and put a smile on people's faces.
Stoke City. The Potters have been underwhelming in the second tier since losing their Premier League status 6 years ago. Most read in Sport. Draw Cry FA Cup draw labelled most fixed ever as unprofessional. New format used for cup draw. Latest as Man United and Chelsea await semi-final opponents. Roy's Red Rage keen spitting feathers in rant about criminal decision by Man United star. Catch me if Blue can pitch. Invader interrupts Chelsea FA Cup clash as stewards tackle thug. Casino special. Best Casino welcome offers. Gary Rowett, Nathan Jones, Michael O'Neill and Alex Neil all failed to get them motoring, and Steven Schumacher is the current incumbent battling to keep them in the Championship.
Stoke appear to have put their lot in with the Scouse manager, and it is unlikely the Coates family who own the club will make any changes now. Neil Warnock loses it with Rangers ball boys after losing first match in charge of Aberdeen. Huddersfield. The Terriers were bonkers to get rid of Warnock in September after the wonders he performed in keeping them in the division last season.
His replacement Darren Moore proved to be a disaster, and they have now brought in their third manager of the season in Andre Breitenreiter. The German coach has never worked in England and seemed a risky appointment. If I were the Terriers, I'd eat some humble pie and get Warnock back.
Blackburn have been sleepwalking towards relegation trouble for some time now. They only missed out on reaching the playoffs last season on goal difference, but having lost Ben Brereton Diaz and Bradley Dack among others, it was always going to be a struggle this time around.
John Eustace, unfairly sacked by Birmingham earlier this season to make room for Wayne Rooney, currently has his work cut out at Ewood Park. If Blackburn wanted to nail their championship spot for next season, Warnock could come to their rescue.
QPR. Warnock commands legendary status at Loftus Road after taking the club into the Premier League in 2011. I was surprised the West Londoners did not put in an SOS call to their ex-boss in October rather than go for Martí Cifuentes. But in fairness, the Spanish coach has done a decent job and given him a great chance of staying up.
So the Yorkshiremen won't be heading back to Loftus Road this season. Plymouth. This would be geographically the best job for Warnock to take, seeing as he lives in neighbouring Cornwall. He took Argyle into the third tier back in 1996 after they beat Darlington in the playoffs.
Ian Foster took over when Stephen Schumacher jumped ship to take over at Stoke, and it is unlikely owner Simon Hallett will push him out. Sheffield Wednesday. Can you imagine the kick-up it would cause in the red half of the Steel City if lifelong Blades fan and their ex-boss Warnock was to pitch up at Hillsborough? Besides, Danny Roll has largely been doing a great job, although their 6-0 loss at Ipswich on Saturday will have been a huge concern.
I expect the German will see out the season. Birmingham. It's been such a pity that Birmingham have been without Tony Mowbray in charge as he continues to recover from his operation. If City did want some help and drive for the remaining games while Mowbray continues to get better, they should get Warnock in.
I'm sure he would be happy to help his fellow Yorkshiremen. Tell you what's also disgusting, all-round Mark Robbins has rightly admitted he was out of order for goading a young ball boy after Coventry scored the dramatic 100th-minute winner at Premier League Wolves in the FA Cup. Rival boss Gary O'Neill branded his behaviour disgusting. But at the same time, ball boys should not be used as a tool by some home clubs to waste time.
It is something that has been going on for donkey's years, and any club that uses children to do that is also, frankly, disgusting. Greedy Premier League snub EFL again. It's no surprise greedy Premier League clubs failed to agree a financial package with the EFL.
The self-serving 10 clubs who torpedoed an £850 million package should hang their heads in shame. Every single one of them has played in the EFL and are only in the Premier League because of the pyramid system.
Bournemouth, one of the greedy 10, have spent 114 of the last 120 years outside the top flight, mostly in the third and fourth tiers. Liverpool, Chelsea, West Ham and Tottenham have all plied their trade in the second tier, while Nottingham Forest and Aston Villa have played as low as the third tier, with the Cherries, Crystal Palace and Wolves all having been in the fourth.
Arsenal got elected into the top flight without merit. Read more. Sun STORIESITS off all the Love Island couples who have split this year. She's back. X Factor star set to release debut album 16 years since starring on ITV show. The government needs to get a grip and urgently introduce much-needed legislation for an independent regulator to sort out a fair financial structure to English football. So many clubs are struggling, and it's wrong that 10 greedy clubs are getting to call the shots.